last real champion. John Cena is a 17-time world champion. We talking WrestleMania here, analyzing the aftermath and the event itself. So I'm not gonna waste no time. I'm gonna go right into it. Let us know in the comments what you thought about WrestleMania and the Raw and SmackDown after WrestleMania. We'll go right in on night one. Night one to me was clearly the weaker night. I think night one was like a C. Normally in my analysis, I don't like to go match for match, but I'm gonna do that real quick, right, rapidly. Jey Uso versus Gunther. For me, it was exactly what I thought it would be. Gunther did it the best he can. Gunther's always gonna do his part. Gunther's always gonna make his stuff look good. It was a very, very solid match. Not great, but very solid. I will say, I watched this very closely. Jey Uso I'm still not gonna think he's a good enough main event world title caliber single star. However, he did pull out some. I think he made it a point to pull out some new moves. He did like a power slam. He did a hurricanrana. He copied Gunther's move with the power bomb and the sleeper. I mean, I didn't like the tap out finish. I think they could have just made him pin him. And I know this sounds crazy. You know, I don't like to play Booker, but I think the best finish possible would have been do the match how they did and then have Goldberg surprise us and spare Gunther for talking shit way back. And then maybe we could lead into that retirement match. I think that would have protected Gunther. A legend screwed him over. But I thought this was probably the most predictable match of the night. We all knew at this point they can't make him lose 4 times in a row. I mean, they can, but that would diminish one of their baby faces that's actually getting cheered. So they booked themselves in the corner. It is what it is. I thought it was solid. And I knew it wasn't going to close the show. New Day versus Viking Raiders. The match wasn't bad. It's just the opponent wasn't. It shouldn't have been the Viking Raiders in that position against the New Day. That's why I deduct a lot of points about it. They have no steam. They have no relevance. So that's why this diminishes night one a little bit. The Viking Raiders, the War Raiders, whatever they're going by these days, they should have never been against New Day. You could have did something fly. I mean, I know there's some sort of injury going on in that crew, but I think it would have been fly as hell to have the Wyatt Six versus the New Day, because the Wyatt Six has made their whole character. We attack people who turn on their brother or their allies, and the New Day turned on Big E, so it would have made perfect sense. But for whatever reason, the Wyatts as a team aren't on TV for a while, so. Right. You know, it is what it is. I think the New Day versus Viking Raiders, the match wasn't bad, but the drama wasn't there because people aren't invested into the War Raiders like that. Let's be real. Jade Cargill versus Naomi. I thought this overachieved. I thought they made each other look good. Finally, Jade has a standout singles match. This is a step in the right direction. They better build off of it. And we had that stream with Black Couch booking Ed, the OG Affy, way back a few months ago, them saying that Naomi should have won. You and I were on Jade's side. I think the right call was made, and they did have a really good match. This is the match that, another thing, and this is another problem. This is a Monday Night Raw match. El Grande Americano versus not Rey Mysterio.
Pre-show worthy.
Ray Phoenix, Penta's brother. My fault. I'm not trying to align all the luchadors. Come on, man. Like, I love Chad Gable, but y'all are giving him this type of match at WrestleMania. Again, the theme of this is like a lot of these matches. It's the work wasn't bad. The one of the opponents it was a mismatch, and you know the match was good, but I didn't care. There was no story to care about. Now, here's what I will say. Tiffany Stratton and Charlotte showed out. The build-up sucked, but I knew the match would deliver. I'm okay with Tiffany holding the belt. Rollins versus Punk versus Roman. Knocked it out of the park. Absolutely. I I didn't expect them to pull the trigger with the Heyman stuff, going with Seth Rollins. I know that was a theory for people,
Dick
but
Rollins too, yeah.
I'm cool with that. Now that I saw how it played out on Monday, this has a lot of promise. Like I didn't want him to leave Roman yet because I liked them together. But man, this is one of the best triple threat matches in WrestleMania history. They killed it. And the finish was perfect
Yes.
to take us into Monday Night Raw. But what did you think about night one?
Yeah, I was going C minus, very close to D. I'm not gonna lie, because it's like you said, Dave. Man, it was only about 2 to 3 matches that I was really purely invested in, like purely
Mm-hmm.
like that I couldn't wait to actually have it in front of me. The
Mm-hmm.
triple threat did that for me. Like you said, they home runned it. All 3 bases was loaded.
Killed it.
All 3 guys did exactly what they were supposed to do. Roman looked terrific. Punk looked terrific. I like how he even came out with the old school hoodie and
Yeah, that was dope. The video package they had for him was pretty
video
fire.
package with Heyman walking behind him. It's Seth Rollins. I wasn't really big on his entrance, but he home runned it. He home runned it. It was that match. I had no critique. Charlotte Tiffany, I had a couple things to go at it. I think Tiffany, she did do her job, Dave, but I do think, and this is okay, but she's still green.
You think so? I
Yeah, I
think
think
I think her greatest strength is that she's super athletic and super smooth in there.
she she did her
She
job,
sucks on the mic.
but that's what I mean in terms of like the trash talk, in terms of like, you know, yeah, you could pull off the moves, but there's certain taunts and things you could do in the ring to that helps the match flow better. You
hmm
know what I'm saying? She just doesn't. She hasn't had that formula yet,
hmm
and I think she's gonna get it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I have no worries about her whatsoever moving forward. No worries. I mean, I think the mic thing can get stepped up a little bit. I don't think she'll ever be a great talker, but
he has work to do on the
yeah,
promos, man.
I think he'll step up a little bit. Um, Jade Cargill, Naomi, they did what they were supposed to do. The rest of it, Dave, I don't, I don't, I didn't feel much about it. There was nothing really for me to really be invested in. I'm serious on that note.
That's fair. And I think your grade's fair. I would have gave it I give it a C flat, but I was leaning towards C minus too. But I'll give it a C flat because Roman, Seth, and Punk was so great. Because Jade Cargill and Naomi knocked that first time ever out of the park. And I forgot to mention this. It slipped my mind. I apologize to the audience. Jacob Fatu and LA Knight killed it. I think they very much surprised the world with how they did that. They killed it. Like their chemistry,
One of them, Dave. That was one of them for me,
they
actually.
killed it. Like I can't remember a United States Championship match being that dope on WrestleMania in a little while. And for guys that just fought for the first time, they had really good chemistry. And I love LA Knight, but I hope this makes him graduate now. And I'm interested to see Jacob Fatu do his
Money in the
thing.
bank. Money in the bank.
It's perfect for LA Knight. It really is.
The path is open now.
Yeah.
It's open now because he took the loss. Great loss.
Great loss.
No
He looked
problem.
good in the loss.
Yeah, no problem losing to Jacob. There's absolutely zero problems with that. So now I think he has to be one of the frontline candidates for Money in the Bank. He has to
Yeah.
be top
Yeah.
three at least. At
Yeah.
least.
Without question.
And
Especially now that Dominic, we'll get to that soon, is IC champ. I know Dominic was a popular candidate for Money in the Bank, but I think now
I
it's
think he'll
pretty
hold,
wide open for LA
because I think he's gonna hold on to that belt.
for a little bit. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think he's gonna hold on to that belt, which was another good win too. I like Dominic's win too.
Yeah. Yeah. LA Knight, definitely, I would say LA Knight, Jacob Fatu. the main event triple threat and Jade versus Naomi definitely carried the night. And Jey Uso versus Gunther was solid. You know, Gunther made it the best it could. Uso was serviceable. Um, I just really hate that finish, man. I'm gonna copy his moves and then I'm gonna make him tap out to his move. Get that attitude era copy move bullshit out of here. He didn't have his own
Wait,
moves. He had to copy his moves.
but Dave, that goes back to the point. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't have an arsenal to actually make this a believable match. I didn't feel no believability on this match
Mm-hmm.
whatsoever. Like, and not just that, people are gonna criticize me for this, but the size difference, Dave.
Oh,
Do you,
that doesn't
did
bother
you,
me. That doesn't bother me.
no, but hold on, Dave.
Some of
Did
the most legendary matches are look
Dave,
at Shawn Taker, size
Dave,
difference.
come on. Do you really believe that Jey Uso could choke out Gunther like that?
Hell no. I don't believe Shawn Michaels can hang with Undertaker in a fight. It's a
Dave, did
different
he
talent
choke him
level,
out,
but
or is he doing a super kick, something that could be done on anybody?
say that again.
But is Shawn ever gonna try to choke him out, or is he
Oh
gonna
no, no.
give him a super kick,
Yeah,
something that can be
that was
done on anybody?
yeah, that was weird psychology. Yeah.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm just strictly going on the finish.
Yeah, I hate it. I didn't like the finish.
There's no believability with it.
Yeah. I
I'm
didn't like
supposed
the
to believe
finish.
that this dude's gonna keep a tight grip on this dude, and he ain't gonna do
He
nothing.
did it all ugly.
Gunther, do you see the size of
Yeah,
Gunther?
for real though.
Come on.
Like I get the story they were telling. Like, okay, he used the devastating moves that were used against him, but it wasn't the best finish.
Not believable.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
believable.
Now night two. This is where things for me was fun. I think I give like it. I'll lead B minus. Listen, I gotta give the women the credit. For me, across the board, this triple threat match with Io, Rhea, and Bianca Belair killed the opener. That was like a really good opener. The crowd was
I got
invested.
problems with this match though,
You
Dave.
have problems with this match? Hold on. This match.
Io
Now,
Sky,
hold on. I agree with that. I don't like the fact that she won, but I was rooting for Bianca. That's just me selfishly. But the match is perfect. Like everybody looked good. Everything looked clean. All the moves looked perfectly executed. What I love about this match, it was different from the even though it was a triple threat, it was different from Roman Reigns, Seth, and CM Punk in the sense that I liked how from the get go, the girls were just fighting at a fast pace, trying to get the cover. They really worked with a sense of urgency. Like they made the title feel important. And I think they really hit it out of the park, man. They did their thing. Honestly, I'm not even trying to be that guy with a hot take. Better match than Jey Uso versus Gunther. If we're comparing openers, it was. It just was.
mm-hmm.
But I'm surprised because I told y'all on the stream, you and the others, that I thought EO was putting this to take the pin, but surprisingly, Triple H want to be random and throw her a bone. I know damn well she was in there to take the pin. They must have changed their mind, bro. But you know, it is what it is. Drew McIntyre versus Damian Priest, good street fight. But the problem with this match, again, nothing about it was bad, but love Damian Priest. You can tell it's a mismatch that necessarily didn't belong in the story that of WrestleMania. Good work, two good big men's. They did their thing. Had some good weapon spots. I would have preferred some type of color, but you know that didn't take away from the match for them. They did their thing. Dominic. This match was underrated. The Penta, Dominic, Braun Breaker, Finn. This was really fun. And I had a funny feeling. My two options was between Braun retaining and Dominic winning. But I'm happy for the kid, man. Like this, I never thought when he was with Rey Mysterio, I really didn't think he could pull off being a heel. And He's clearly done so well at playing the coward. Now the crowd's on his side. He's won the people over naturally. They're rooting for him. I see big things. I could see him inheriting the lock sheet still gimmick because he does look like Eddie Guerrero. He could be that guy that's a cheating coward, but they love it and eat it up. Dominic's gonna have a big summer, man. He's gonna have a good IC title run. What you think up to this point to the night two?
Look, I gave the Fatal 4-Way. It shocked me.
It overachieved. It shocked me
I'm not
too.
gonna lie. It shocked me because I had really low expectations for it going into it, but they all guys delivered. Braun looked like a straight beast. He
He
went out
really
like,
did.
and I'm glad he went out the way he went out too,
Oof,
because
oof.
yeah, it protected him going forward. Now with Dominic, I said to you earlier, I feel like this is a great thing to lead up to a very good heel run. I feel like this is going to be a very good heel run for him. I'm glad he got the win. The triple threat, I agree with you. Better opener.
It was. It really was.
It made more sense. It was laid out.
The crowd was louder. Like
Yeah,
that.
I really don't understand Triple H's is. What do you think? What do you think his motive is?
Uh, I
She,
I
she
think
clearly
honestly the only thing I could think of, and I don't think it's a good motive, but he he thought let me swerve for swerve's sake. Everybody knows Rhea and Ripley and Bianca have been the two dominant women the past 5 years. So let me throw her a bone just for unpredictability's sake. That's the only thing I could think of.
because I thought it was laid out perfectly. I thought literally that Bianca was going to take the belt so that Naomi can try to.
That's what I thought.
That's what I'm thinking. I thought it was built in perfectly. I thought everything was etched in stone perfectly. I
Or
wonder
I
why.
thought Bianca would take it and then we could continue this with her and Rhea one on one. Um, but yeah, that's the only motive, man. Be trying to force unpredictability.
Because that's what I mean. Like it was laid in perfectly. So now I wonder what he's gonna do. Does this mean that he's saying that doesn't need the belt? Is that
That's
is
a
that
good that's a good question.
that
Yeah,
probably what he's saying? That doesn't need the belt?
I think it could use the belt
I
if
think it
they
could
go.
use it too, Dave.
Yeah, it could use the belt.
So it yeah, I'm confused on that one. That I had beef with, but it was a good match.
It definitely added to the night.
I give that a good rate. The next match you said, which one was in the middle?
I think in the middle we had Drew Priest and Dom.
Drew
We
Priest,
covered Drew Priest was really good.
solid match. It's too big for it though, David.
That's what we agree there. Yeah,
It's too big for it.
it was a mismatch for all the work Drew's put in. I know this sounds crazy, but he would have made perfect sense being a fourth in that CM Punk Roman Seth Rollins. He has history with all those dudes.
And
He
to think,
hates all those dudes.
and to
I'm
think,
just saying.
to think, Dave. Just last year, he was in the World Heavyweight Title match.
Yeah, yeah. But Priest did cash in on him at that night. So they at least had some continuity there. I give them continuity points there. You know, it made sense, but
Right, but
this is a match that should have been done at like
the problem,
money in the bank or
and here's the problem with that. The problem is, Priest didn't really do much elevation from last WrestleMania to this one.
I actually agree with that. Yeah.
That's
He,
what the problem is.
he hasn't he's still good, but he hasn't added more layers. He hasn't really add.
Too much
Yeah.
elevation, and I
Yeah.
expected more elevation.
Hmm.
Um, Another thing I had beef with, but it's not their fault. Um, Joe Hendry.
I was about to get to that. Yeah. I had a bit. Yo, to me, this is top.
Joe,
This is top 2 worst matches of the night for me. I know that sounds crazy.
Joe Hendry. Is
It,
that really the best gun y'all had in y'all holster?
exactly. No disrespect to him, because I don't know. I'm not gonna pretend I know him, but I do know he's went viral like mad times. Like he's kind of gotten known in TNA. But come on, man. This is WrestleMania. I don't care if you put Sami Zayn in that spot and was like, yo, Kevin Owens can't do it. I'm his best friend. Now I'm doing it. I don't even care if you did that, because I don't think him and Randy Orton's had a match before. I, I don't even care if you did the Rusev thing and had him lose to Randy Orton. Like,
Right.
at least you would have had, and I don't care what anybody says, at least you would have had a somewhat familiar WWE face. Now, I'll give Joe Hendry credit. At least the crowd showed him a little bit of love, but the match was corny, bro. There was no story. There was no reason. It was just corny. It was just a reason to get Randy Orton to RKO somebody. I didn't like this at all. They could have done way better.
Take it even further, Dave. I would have even accepted Goldberg.
Yeah. Oh, at least it would have held weight and the crowd would have cared. Like, I'm big on the audience making noise and caring. Like, they made noise for Randy Orton, obviously, but like, they didn't think for a second that Joe Hendry was gonna win that, man. Nobody felt that way. This was the bathroom break.
And the kid's talented too. The kid's
He's
talented.
over. He's over.
He's talented, but it's just you don't got enough of a name for a WrestleMania spot like that. You
Nah.
don't.
It makes me wonder with this TNA
I
partnership.
would have loved him to be in a different position. I hope that WWE ends up stealing him. I
Maybe.
I really do. I hope WWE ends up stealing him because
Like, he's so over.
I think he can be a great fit in for mid card.
I'll say this. He is so over that, like, his theme song's been playing at some NBA arenas and like college basketball arenas. Like, he has that catchy theme song perk going for him. Like,
Yeah.
but I didn't like this. This was misplaced. Just misplaced. Probably one of my this and I like the fact that Becky Lynch is back, but
That
this,
was another bad
yeah,
move.
that and the women's tag title, Raquel and Liv versus Becky and Lyra, my 2 least favorite parts of the night,
Is
honestly.
that really what Becky was coming back for?
Yeah, for real.
Really?
Now they did follow it up the next night on Raw. I like that.
She did.
Turning on her,
She
but
did.
this was boring. This was boring.
She
It's
did.
always nice to see Becky Lynch though.
Yeah, but come on. You gotta come up. You have to have a better gun in your holster than that.
Yeah.
This is my beef. This is WrestleMania,
Mm-hmm.
and I think because of the new internet fan thing going on, I think it with this new Ari Emanuel regime, they're forgetting that.
I don't know about that.
Yeah.
I would say I would say Triple H is kind of forgetting that a little bit. I really would. I think like he has a soft spot for some of these NXT guys that he raised. So he guys, and then it's not that they suck, but I think because he has a soft spot for them, he'll be like, let me find any match to just stick them in here just so I could do them the favor and not make them feel left out. Which I'm a little surprised he left Bailey off the card. I thought that was I thought that was a little bit of a mistake, but because Bailey is an NXT original, but I think Triple H be having too much of a soft spot for people that mostly belong on Raw, SmackDowns, or B-level pay-per-views. I just do see that sometimes.
Right.
Whereas Vince, it wasn't about who he had a soft spot for. To me, it was about what makes money and what has the biggest marquees.
Yeah.
So I will say that's a work in progress on Triple H's end.
You hit it on the nail.
Yeah.
You hit it on the nail. And to be honest with you, I expected that to be actually executed the way you said it, because they did actually a great job of that last year. You know what I mean? In terms of stacking the deck, like
Yeah,
you want to see this shit. Like
39 and 40 were pretty damn
they,
good.
40, I
Yeah,
think, did a hell of a
yeah,
job.
40 was the best under Triple H
I
so
think it did
far.
a hell of a job. Like they really stacked the deck up and made us want to tune in. But there was some spots in there I was just like, what am I getting off my chair for?
Hmm. Logan Paul, AJ Styles. What did you think about that?
They did good.
Pretty
They,
good. I thought they made it the best they could.
they did. Yeah, they did good. They did good. I like the athletic spots they did. Logan pulled out a couple of tricks. Good put over by AJ.
Yo, Logan Paul's finisher. I've never seen that move in my. It's like a spinning front. It's like a back suplex into a face buster DDT. The pulverizer. That is lit. Like, and the way AJ took it. It was a good match. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted AJ to win. Not that he needs it at this point in his career, but I did want that for him. But I'm okay with Logan Paul getting this. I'm cool with
Logan,
that.
Logan
I
brewing.
hope Logan Paul's one of Jey Uso's first opponents. That's what
Look,
I'm hoping this was for.
let me tell you something, Dave. Logan is brewing. If he has time on his schedule, that's another Money in the Bank candidate right there.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
I
one.
almost forgot about him for that.
He's one of the 1, 2, 3s.
And he
He is
and last time he was in the Money in the Bank match, he went crazy in there. So
crazy, crazy.
yeah,
And
he's
now,
one of the top
now
three.
he's getting the heat that he's supposed to be getting. So why not? Why not? Think about him running around with the briefcase antagonizing people.
Yeah, bringing it on his show, bringing it on podcasts,
Exactly. Why not?
sneaking up on people. I would love it.
Why
Love
not?
that. Shout out to AJ. Shout out to Karrion Cross because he's starting to get over it. When he popped up on WrestleMania and the next night on Raw, the
Mhm.
crowd gave him a little pop. And I'm like, all right, they're starting to warm up to him. I like that. I would just like to see him in more actual feuds. This dude needs to build some in-ring credibility. But I like what I'm seeing from him with the promos and segments. Shout out to Karrion Cross, man.
Yeah, can't Karrion
He's
Cross
an
is
untapped potential.
sure is. He sure is because he's somebody that, again, I said this like a few years ago. He's somebody I didn't realize, I didn't get why he left in the first place.
Yeah.
So he got the right size on him, a good look to him, and he can actually go in the ring. So
Hmm.
I felt like he was somebody who could have at least got repackaged after that first thing didn't work.
Yeah. This one, it looks like he's in a good spot to at least elevate a bit.
Right.
Um, the grand finality, man. Yo, no more Ric Flair being mentioned as 16-time world champ. Always the first name you hear when they're talking history. John Cena is a 17-time world champ. And look, before you go, let me tell you my point of view from there. I
Mhm.
see so many people trying to say this is John Cena's worst match ever. This was bad. He didn't put in work. He's completely done giving us good wrestling matches. Bro, I don't think we understand that we're getting next level heel psychology from John Cena right now.
Mhm.
He's been telling you guys for weeks that he's going to ruin wrestling for you guys, that he's not going to give the things that the internet wants. Oh, change his George, change the theme song that gets a pop, change the gear that sells, makes so much money and sells so much merch. He has told people he's going to ruin wrestling for them. And I think he deliberately didn't give us no high power spots, no flashy spots. He didn't let Cody do nothing too flashy. It was deliberately not the flashy spot fest that people are used to.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not gonna act like this match was perfect. I think the Travis Scott taking forever to come down to the ring in the middle of the match. I just think it was awkward. Like it was poorly executed.
Yeah.
What would have made sense if Travis Scott just came down to the ring with Cena the way Paul Heyman came down to the ring with CM Punk, I think it would have flowed a lot better. Like it would have made more sense. And then well, that's a minute, man. I love you, Final Boss. I love you, High Chief Siuli. Where are you, bro? Listen, we get it, bro. The biggest star in the world, busy schedule. But I know you could have came in, even if you couldn't be there, whatever, you couldn't get a flight, whatever the case may be. I think even a pre-recorded vignette of you on a yacht or a private jet, like, "Hey Cody, like you didn't want to sell your soul, now your ass is gonna be taken out by John Cena," something like that. And then Cody's looking up at the Titantron, getting distracted. Then Travis Scott and Cena screw him over. Even that would have made a big presence. It would have made a big difference.
Yeah.
But the fact that we had no Rock connection, I do think it took away some drama, but at the same time, I could see the valid thought behind. I just wanted the focus to be on Cena and his moment. But
Yeah.
what do you think about the main event?
Yeah. All right. So I really only got two things for this, right? The match was as good as it's going to get, right?
Yeah, it was.
Like you said, people ain't paying attention to the messages, the psychology
Bro,
that
there's a lot of psychology in there, bro.
right now. I am going to ruin wrestling. I'm not going to give you guys what I want. You guys don't deserve anything. You guys don't. I love how Cena's placing it. And when Cena got out there to the ring, what did people expect? 2009 Cena?
Yeah.
2010?
Did you expect him to come in and give you one of his best matches ever?
This
I
is 20.
didn't.
I've been saying it for years, David. The man don't got it like he used to.
He shouldn't.
He shouldn't.
He shouldn't.
You know what I'm saying? Like sometimes people like they'll forget 40 something is 40 something. And then not only that, when you taking these hiatuses off and these breaks off, and you got to change your body for this movie and change your body for that movie, you're not gonna be. But this isn't Super Cena no more. But he's letting you know that.
But exactly in a heel way.
He's letting you know that. Like he's letting you know this is about me now. I'm gonna work selfishly.
I love it.
I'm gonna cover my own ass. I'm not here to cover everybody else's ass anymore. Forget that nonsense. That's why I think Cena did his job 100% perfectly. Now, I got to bring things back to Triple H, David, because what was that? Travis Scott?
Yeah, I didn't like how they execute. Poor execution.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Good
really?
idea, but poor execution.
It, it's not really a good idea because you guys, they knew damn well The Rock wasn't coming.
So you're saying if The Rock doesn't
You
come, Travis Scott shouldn't come.
No, it don't make
Okay.
sense.
Okay. I buy that.
It don't make sense. He's supposed to be Rock's lackey.
Mm-hmm.
That's not Cena's lackey.
Mm-hmm.
Cena could have dirtied his way out of that
By
without.
himself, yeah.
He really could have. Another low blow, use some type of weapon.
Yeah. He did use the title to hit him, so
He used
yeah.
the title, yeah. But he could have went around that in different ways without Travis Scott.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you are gonna make Travis Scott come, right? Like make him come from under the ring. Do some quick shit.
Exactly. Keep it light, bro. It's like they wanted it to be a dragged out movie scene. This
Yeah,
dude
like
took mad long.
throw some powder in his face.
Yeah.
Blow smoke in his face or something. Do something like that. That's how I would have did it. If you are gonna use Travis Scott, make it mad quick and cowardly.
Mm-hmm.
Don't 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 make him come mad slow to the ring like he's about to do something. What are you about?
Yeah.
He's all skinny. What is he
Nah,
about?
he's mad skinny, dog.
What is he about to do, David? What are you gonna do to these 220 something
Like
dudes?
on dogs, this dude took mad long, like it was an Undertaker entrance in
Yeah,
his
like you
prime,
would think he
bro.
was about to dominate and choke slam mad people. Like, what are you really
Was
about
that
to
was
do?
that an excuse to get his theme song playing? That fiend. The crowd was singing it, but it's like still, dog. This is dragging, bro. It took away from the momentum. Like
Yeah, it did. It did.
that's my biggest complaint. But I like the match because it's been consistent with Cena's heel message, bro. And like for the people that are like, this was the worst match I've ever seen. There's no way it was the worst match I've ever seen. Cena's had worse matches in the last few years. Like I could call them out.
Yeah,
And for two, bro, and we know he's not prime Cena. I'm not gassing him up here. But about a month and a half ago in Elimination Chamber, y'all saw how good he looked in there with Punk, Drew McIntyre, Seth Rollins. So it's not a case of he can't do it. It was by design that Cena made the match not flashy, bro.
but Dave, here's the thing. That's a multi-man match.
Mm-hmm.
You don't got to do as much
You
to.
don't, but you remember
He's
him and
always
CM
great.
Punk were the last two.
Yeah.
What I'm trying to say here is we all know Cena's not 2008 Cena. What I'm
Yeah.
saying is he's always proven he has enough in the tank to go hard sometimes and give you a really good match. When him and CM Punk was the last two, he gave us a very good performance. What I'm trying to say is for the people that are saying he's incapable of giving us a good performance because of the Cody Rhodes match, that's a lie. The man ain't the same, but he didn't just lose all his skill within a month and a half. He just showed out at Elimination Chamber. Let's be fair.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
No.
all I'm saying.
No.
I'm not saying he's in his prime or this or that. What I'm saying is he purposely made that match. You guys get nothing. You're not getting a
Yes.
high spot.
Yes.
You're not getting the flashes. Because
Yes.
if you go back and watch that match, when he started doing the signature Cena shoulder blocks into the spot, bro, he purposely slowed everything down when he saw the
Yes.
bro, he was walking when he did it. So the
Yes.
crowd can't get hype, bro. Like it was all by design.
Yes. Yes. And that's exactly what I just said. Him being out of his prime, he's using that for heel heat.
To be an asshole.
Yeah, he's using that for heel heat. It's perfectly. I think his job did absolutely perfectly. I just think the this has to come back on Triple H. I don't know why people are trying to blame Rock. It doesn't make any
Man,
sense.
I blame both of them, Bob.
You can't.
They're both not getting off the hook for this.
No, because Dave, y'all know he wasn't coming.
How can y'all not blame both of them? Yo, you're low key with all due respect, you're low key doing Triple H how they were doing Vince in the last
No,
run. Nah, you are, bro.
no,
Whenever Vince, when Vince and Triple H were in that weird phase when they were kind of collabing, every time something good happened, Hunter got the credit. Something bad happened, they gave Vince the credit.
no.
But you're giving Triple H all the bad credit, and you're giving Rock the good credit. I
Because
give
that's
them,
not
I give them
the same.
both the good and the
That's
bad.
like apples to oranges, dog.
How so?
Because Vince and Triple H were constantly collabing. They
I
were
agree.
constantly in the building. They were constantly making big moves.
Mm-hmm.
Constantly a team together.
Mm-hmm.
Rock's not in the building.
He's not. But don't get it twisted.
He's not
involved
there.
in. Don't get it twisted. He's involved in certain creative discussion.
I think he might be doing phone calls.
That's what I mean. He be on Zoom calls. Don't get it twisted.
But Dave, we all know the final say is Ari and Triple because they're there.
I agree.
They're there. They gotta be there.
But I think Rock has a heavy say because he grew up with Ari Emanuel, bro. He even said it. He's closer to him. So I think he
Yeah,
has a lot more. I
yeah,
blame
but
them
Dave,
both, bro.
I'm pretty sure the people that's actually in the building have the best say because they're actually there. You can't not be here and you over here making these high demands and we scared listening to you. You ain't even
Hmm.
here.
Hmm.
So it's like, come on now. You can't tell me even if this was the original plan, you guys didn't have time for an audible.
Hmm.
You was in the building.
That's fair. I'm not listening. He takes the blame
So
for
how can
you,
I not give him the
but you're
heavy?
coming from the angle Rock gets no blame. I'm not giving
I
him that.
don't because Dave, we knew since the Rumble he wasn't coming.
He's full of crap, Sammy. And I
Wow,
and don't and
how is he full of
when
crap?
he comes back, I'm still gonna cheer for him and be
But
happy.
how can he
But
be full of
Rock
crap?
as a
He's
Rock
letting
at
you know he's not doing
Rock
this.
be moving creatively funny, bro. Like he
In
creatively
what
he be
way,
moving
David?
funny.
Because y'all had y'all expectations up.
Nah, that's not what I'm on, bro. He, like I said, he didn't have to physically show up if his schedule didn't permit. Why are you coming at Bad Blood and doing the throat slit if you
Because he
know?
got called.
But it doesn't matter. It
He
doesn't
got
matter.
called.
You're the fucking Rock. If
Oh,
you bro, you're the fucking Rock. You are the High Chief Siuli. If they call you and be like, we want you to come to Bad Blood of all places to do a slit throat, you could be like, dog, I respect y'all vision, but I don't see why I need to be there if I'm not gonna wrestle.
David, why would he do that if his
What?
role is
Because
on the
it's true,
board?
Sammy.
But his role is on the board, which means if they're in a desperate jam and they need him to show
That's
up,
not what
he
that
has to come
means,
up.
dog.
That's what that means.
That's not what that means,
That's
dog.
exactly what it is.
That's not what that means,
Well,
dog.
dog, David, let's be real here. A Hollywood movie star, the one of the biggest ones, also the owner of the freaking football league, also the owner of his own production company. You really think this dude is constantly hitting up the WWE?
No, that's not my point, bro. My point is, Rock, you know your goals, your schedule, your agenda,
He
what
knew he was
you
coming,
know,
David. Why
you
didn't we
know,
plan around him?
you
That's the real question in all
you
of
know
this.
everything about yourself better than anybody else on the planet could know. So to waste your time and keep calling out Cody and keep flirting with the Cody match and keep flirting with the Roman match. Should I show up at the head of the table last year? Like, like at a certain point, it's okay to say, dog, I'm not trying to wrestle right now.
No.
I'm
Why am I
just
saying
here
that?
to promote.
But why would I say that?
Why not?
But because so you want me to burst everybody's bubbles right away, or do you want me to leave
I don't
everybody?
even care about people's bubbles, honestly.
But that's what that's gonna do,
I
David.
don't
If
even
that's
care
what he
about that.
says, if
I
he
care.
says that, that's gonna
I don't even
do.
care about bursting the bubbles. What I'm saying is it kind of messes with. Don't get me wrong. I agree with you.
No,
Audibles should be called, but it messes with the direction of things. It's like at this point, are you going to wrestle ever again? If not, retire.
absolutely he is. Just not on y'all terms.
I don't know about that anymore.
That's what. What do you mean you don't know about? He's been doing this for years. Have y'all not been following the pattern?
No. If back then,
Follow the patterns of this guy.
bro, back then in the past, it would be super clear he's not coming.
No, that's not true.
No, that's how I feel.
That's not true. There was plenty of years where this dude
if we're
came.
talking about from 2015 to like 2021, it was always clear Rock ain't gonna wrestle when the
That is
times
not
come.
true.
Now,
That
this
is not.
dude, he'll come, he'll
I'll
sip his
refresh your
tequila,
memory, Dave. Let me
he'll
refresh
sip
your
his
memory.
tequila, he'll bloody Cody, and then not want the smoke.
Let me refresh your memory. Do you
Please
not
do.
remember that year that him and Triple H had that random ass standoff backstage, and Stephanie had to get in between them?
Yeah, I think that was like around 2014 ish. It was around there,
Because we
2015.
were supposed to get the Triple H Rock last time that year.
Yeah,
That year. That's what that setup was for.
No, for real. They were planting seeds.
What happened?
It never happened.
He's been doing this for years, and he flirted with the whole Roman dynamic for years.
And he was flirting. He was supposed to do. He was supposed to do the Ronda Rousey tag team match over Kurt Angle.
This dude has been. Have y'all not been paying attention?
I gotta give you that. You're right.
Yeah, not really.
He went out of his way to pull Ronda Rousey out the crowd and,
he will do things like that
and fight Stephanie.
But David, this is the thing. The reason why I never get mad at them for doing things like that, because it helps the business.
I'm not mad.
They're paying, hoping he comes.
Listen, any chance I get from The Rock, it's a bonus at this point. I understand that. Like this guy's an attitude era OG and the biggest star in the world. I'm not expecting him to fight at mad matches. What I'm saying is when you insert yourself, you don't necessarily have to give us a match, but give us some type of payoff. That's all. And to me, so you're telling me if he pre-recorded a promo that played while Cody was facing Cena, that wouldn't have added to the match?
I think
you don't have to be there, bro.
Dave, I think that would have been brilliant.
That's brilliant.
I think that would have been.
You know what type of flex that is? Yo, I'm on my yacht sipping my tequila.
Dave, I would have loved every bit of it.
Cena's gonna kill you now because you didn't sell your soul. You don't need my problem is you don't need to do a lot and you don't need to physically be there. That he acts like, oh, I'm gonna be there, and then he doesn't be there, and then he just erases off the face of the planet. But
Dave,
we got technology, bro.
Dave,
pre-record stuff.
That's not his role, Dave. You expecting too much. That's not his role.
I just mapped out the bare minimum. I don't expect much.
Bro, just expecting what you said is too much.
Oh, you just said it's brilliant. How's that too much?
It's a brilliant idea.
It takes like a 2-minute recording.
But Dave, to expect Rock to actually want to get up and do that with all the shit he's doing, that's too much.
Bullshit.
Because
then he wants to go on Pat McAfee's show saying he was watching at his house. So you weren't doing nothing.
But Dave, to be real, he did his job.
And what's his job?
He did his job. He put the aura out there that Cena's working for him. Now everybody's hoping he's involved, so they're paying to come. He did his job.
I buy that. But people would have bought into
Now it's Hunter's job to be like, yo, I gotta do an audible.
I agree with that. But don't you think the Cena heel turn would have gotten major attention even if he wasn't in the sell your soul part thing?
No, I don't think.
Come on, Sammy, man.
I don't.
Come on.
I don't. I think the Cena thing was as huge as it is. A big part was that.
This is what I mean when I say you're giving him the credit that Triple H was getting over Vince.
Not about the credit, David. Rock created the aura. He created
he definitely, don't get it twisted. He made that segment badass. It was all about
the aura, and it's not even just that, Dave. He put in everybody's minds that this could have been a faction.
Call me crazy. I still think it can be.
He put that in everybody's mind. I don't think it will.
Not a faction, but like a loose alliance. Like I think they're gonna be allies in general on TV. But if he feels like coming,
brilliant. If it is, it would be brilliant. If it goes down like that, it would be amazing shit. But you can't expect nothing from this guy. I've been saying this for like 15 to 20 years. You can't expect nothing.
Nah, you make some fair points bringing up the Triple H factor and the especially the Ronda Rousey factor. Like, but I just find it funny. But for listen, when he shows up on any show, I'm still gonna embrace him. It's The Rock. Like I'm gonna savor it. But like, yo, give us a match, bro. Give us Roman Reigns and retire, bro.
No,
I want that Roman Reigns.
Not yet.
Give us that.
The moment got to be right. It got to be a moment.
I'm still on that. Like that is overdue at this point.
It got to be a moment that purely benefits him and it has to be a moment that's gonna purely benefit,
Shouldn't it be about benefiting Roman Reigns too?
No, Rock don't care about that. Rock's selfish, bro. Y'all don't see. Come on,
Okay, I'm glad you said it. I agree with that.
y'all don't see what's going on.
He low key got ego, and he low key want everybody to like him. That's another thing
It's the
about him.
right kind of ego, though.
No, he's earned ego,
The
but
right kind of ego. No, I'm just saying it's
he's
the
the
right.
type that wants people to think he's always humble. But he's earned some ego. Like
Yeah, but when I say it's the right kind of ego, it's the kind of ego where he's just gonna protect that aura, bro. That aura is special. That's something you gotta protect.
bro, his aura's always gonna be there. We all know that about Rocky, bro.
No, the reason why it's always there is because of what he does.
It's always gonna be there because he will always be the star he is.
That's not true, Dave.
Always.
Stars dwindle,
Yeah, but I mean like from the
especially at his age.
from the perspective of how he makes people feel. People will always feel a lot of ways about Rock, man.
No,
Always,
he
man.
has to tune it up, Dave. That's why he keeps doing what he's doing. He has to tune it up.
Tune what up? Talking?
The character, bro. The whole character, the presentation, the way he lays things out.